But I thought it was going to say a Christmas to Savior, but it says Savor. And this was Marketing Week's least favorite, worst their worst commercial for Christmas. So I thought I'd play it because I like Sainsbury to see what it's about. And it's kind of a stop action that I think was meant to be played on 3D goggles because it kind of 3Dizes a Christmas dinner. But I don't have 3D glasses, and probably you don't either. So we're just going to give it a roll. And at the end, all the stop action snaps alive. And the idea of it is that, that we're going to celebrate Christmas anyway, no matter what's going on, which I thought it was kind of okay. But you be the judge. I speeded it up quite a bit because it's kind of boring. So look at there's a cookie spilling. There's it's all frozen and it has this way of zooming into stuff that I think is meant to be. It would work great on 3D glasses. Decided not to go through the gravy, so that's good. A bit of humor there. Now here it comes.
It's been a long time coming, so let's make it a Christmas to savor.
Okay, so that's Sainsbury's, and yeah, that was not much storyline on that baby. In fact, if you didn't know that it was, if I didn't tell you the story, it probably wouldn't make any sense at all. So let's try and do better, Sainsbury's. You got to keep up with Kevin the Carrot. So let's get over to the PDFs now. And before I get this China one, I wanted to talk about mobile to overtake direct mail marketing for most local media spending. And that part made it a little suspicious to me because, how do you define local versus national, whatever, and especially the reasons for it. So here we have local media spending by industry group 2022. It looks like to me that it's projected to overtake direct mail. Of course, people like me are going to fight that tooth and nail. But here it shows mobile just a little ahead of direct mail, like they look almost identical. And some of the bright spots for mail was retail right there. Retail is way higher for mail. Okay. And mobile has finance and insurance is higher. Now, how in the world, this is a part that mystifies me, and I talked about this a couple days ago, that the financial sector has suddenly fallen, and they lag behind the rest of marketing by about 10 to 15 years. So that doesn't surprise me that much because they're just discovering mobile phones and my kids have figured out how to check their bank accounts and buy crypto or whatever they do on their phone. I have had no success whatsoever. I can't even get my password in on the mobile phone, much less would I respond to an ad where then I have to create an account on a mobile phone. That would be insane for me. I think most of the transactional services on mobile phones are insane, and my kids call me a boomer. But, the boomers have more money than the millennials, I have to tell you. That may change in the next 10 or 15 years. But for the moment, this seems like a real gambit for the financial centers. And like I said, it's probably mostly because they've been behind they're usually about a decade or two behind. But retail that keeps their thumb on the pulse of things, they are definitely still sticking with mail, probably after some of the experience of Eric, Eric Nordstrom, where his business just went to pot because they decided to stop sending out coupons and just go all digital, whatever that means. And J. Jill would probably be in the retail category. I'm impressed that mail is, right up there. Um, I'm also, PC laptop. This is almost like not. If you added mobile and laptop together, that would be way ahead of mail. It's interesting that they split that. Um, but there's a lot of things on here that just are tiny. So mail is still, TV digital is down here. I don't see TV anywhere else, but I would definitely think, oh, here's TV over the air right there. There we go. And TV digital is split. Okay, so something to think about. Anyway, let's go over to this one. I thought this was a really interesting one. I'm not going to work too hard today because isn't much news between Christmas and Easter. But this is Meton, and they are redefining the food delivery in China with drones. Now that's a kind of it's kind of a expansive headline, and I'm not sure that's true. Here's the deal. Here's the little helicopter drone with a box. See the little box underneath it? And this thing is a kiosk that the drone drops into, and then the doors open and you get your stuff. And this is really designed. It's in Shenzhen, and that's a huge city. The metro area has more people than 20 million people. So it's like a New York metro. I mean, Chicago is about 10, 12, something like that. So this is a big, big, big city with high population density. And the article suggests that these helicopter drones work better in that area than Amazon trying to deliver to the suburbs. Amazon has fixed wings that the engines turn so that they can do vertical takeoff and landing, and then they hover outside your house. These things don't go to your house, they go to these kiosks. So the idea is that you order on your phone, tell them the kiosk, and in about 10 minutes your food will arrive, and which is amazing. And you have to be standing there. But the reason I said that this was expansive, here it says that a woman uses a smartphone app to order a milk tea on Meton, a major food delivery company. In under 10 minutes, the pearl white drink arrives. Not on the back of a big ubiquitous delivery bikes, but descending from the clouds. Apparently, Meton does a lot of scooter and bicycle delivery. So now here's the little bit disappointing part, that one of the largest internet companies, they've delivered 19,000 meals to 8,000 customers across Shenzhen, a city with close to 20 million people. So they haven't hit 0.01% of, or something like that, of the, they've hit 1/1000th of the population. And part of it is that they're only delivering in 7 neighborhoods. So with a lot of these things, scale up is tricky. And this is a really in-depth article. It talks about how they decided not to experiment in the suburbs. They were experimenting in the suburbs, but they went to a central area and they wanted a high population area. And that's why these hover drones, the helicopter drones, work better. It means our operational capability has reached a new level. Right, it makes a lot of sense. And the bicycles have to weave through traffic and go through difficult intersections and stuff. And these things just go shoot right over. And this particular city has loose drone laws, they said. So that's part of why they're using it. So what happens is you order the tea, the milk tea, and then the restaurant gets it up here, or somebody goes down to the restaurant and picks it up, brings it to the roof of the shopping center and straps it on. But the problem is that these things can hold about 4.5 kilos of stuff, which is an average dinner for 2. But if somebody just orders a tea, Well, this thing is flying with about 1/20th of its capability. And, and so that's another bug. Plus, the kiosks only hold 28 or so meals to, so they hope that people don't leave them there because they have to have fast turnover, especially at peak meal times. So there's a lot of things to work out, and it's not clear, when you scale it up, it may work better, it may work worse. You may need a lot of these little kiosks. That might be, and that's a good thing. Here's a bunch of those details. Here's the lady picking up her tea at the or her order in that box from one of these containers. Maybe she has a code for that container, or maybe just that one opens up. The drones are designed differently for Amazon Air, but the business reportedly has been missing deadlines and laying off staff, though the firm said the unit continued to make great strides. Although really we want to get airborne, not striding. Anyway, so these drones in China are required to ping their location precisely every 5 seconds. And they have to avoid crowds and built up areas on the ground, even at the cost of making detours. So it's quite complex. I thought we would be flying around, like the Jetsons by the time I got to high school. And it just has taken a lot longer than you thought. The China drones are very, very quiet, 50 decibels at 15-meter distance, equivalent to daytime street level noise. And Meituan has millions of couriers in China. So it's really just putzing around with this thing, as you might guess. Meituan's goal is to find a sweet spot for human-robot collaboration. The road infrastructure is notoriously unfriendly to scooter drivers and cyclists, but aerial travel isn't restricted by such ground obstructions. Okay, so they must have a lot of potholes or something. Anyway, I've been following the drone industry for, let's say 10 years, and it interests me, so that's why I pan it out to you. But Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and have a great day. Bye-bye.